Wion World of Sport Extra, your one-stop destination for all things sports. I am Nikhil Mathur and I'm joined by my colleague Shibashish Nandi and Athira Sashidharan. There's plenty of cricketing action that is underway. South Africa completely dominating the Durban test against Sri Lanka. They are on track for a victory, and this comes after a historic day 2 on which 19 wickets fell down, and Sri Lanka, that also saw Sri Lanka go to their lowest score of 42 runs. Shibashish, is this test done and dusted, or you think that Sri Lanka can mount a comeback given the fact that they have never lost in Durban? They have drawn 2 tests and won 1.
Well, on papers, yes, but then considering what we saw last week in Perth, I mean, there's always a scope of a comeback. But now, if we look at the score right now, South Africa are 229 for 3, and they have a lead of
around
380 odd runs. So can Sri Lanka win this test? I mean, to be very honest, it's very unlikely that they can do that. But can they still manage a draw? Because there are only 2 days left. If let's say if South Africa gives them a target of 450 runs, can they? I mean, will their batting lineup have that confidence in them to chase down the run?
Yeah. So essentially, a Sri Lanka win is out of question unless something spectacular happens. Shibashi is rooting for a win or a draw. But Athira, were there really demons in the pitch? 19 wickets fell. Marco Jansen bowled really well, or they just played some bad shots?
Jansen was incredible. Like, we can't take that off. It was a joy to watch him bowl. But of course, there were plenty of bad short selections from the Sri Lankan side as well. If you look at how Matthews, Mendins, and Dhananjay got out, it was poor short selections. They could have let go of those deliveries. Right, they could have batted, like, considering what was happening in the match. They could have let go of some deliveries, and they should have taken some time to settle in. Like 83 balls and they were all out for 42.
Yeah. I mean, this series is very crucial. Both teams are in contention for a World Test Championship final berth, and I'm sure India, Australia and New Zealand are also keeping a close eye on this match because if a 2-0 clean sweep by South Africa, that will put them in command. But guys, my favorite moment of the match was Bavuma was making a comeback, and one shot that he played in the first innings, an uppercut for 6, he was airborne. And I think those runs were really crucial because both teams did not score much, and Bavuma scored 70 odd runs, and I think he's currently not out. And I think because I'm bringing this up because Temba Bavuma is usually trolled a lot on social media, but I think in test, I think he's really good, and this time he has shown it. He's the captain. Shibashish, your take on Temba Bavuma?
Well, he is that kind of a player, I mean, who may not get all the headlines for the right reasons, but he always, I mean, when the time comes, he always pitches in. The first innings was an example of that. Yes, the shot you were talking about, it was like we have seen Sachin and Sehwag play similar shots.
Uppercuts, but never airborne. Exactly.
Considering, I mean, Bavuma's height and the leap, which the way he leapt and the way he timed the ball, it was such a joy to watch.
Yeah. So guys, if you have not seen the clip, please go and watch. It's a treat to watch. There's another test that is underway. England are touring New Zealand, and I was surprised to see, I wasn't actually watching the match, New Zealand fielders dropped 6 catches. And Harry Brook scored a century. Shibashish, what do you think? I mean, that match is also important. Probably England are out of contention. But New Zealand are still there. 6 catches win you matches, but 6 dropped catches.
But considering the catch which Glenn Phillips took.
Yeah, another screamer.
Oh, I mean, he literally plucked the ball out of thin air. I mean, he was sold to Gujarat Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy can bat. This guy is a decent bowling option.
Yeah.
And in the field, he is like a Spider-Man.
He can keep also, and the Indian batters would definitely know that he can bowl really well in those test matches that we saw.
But then, I mean, coming back to the match, England, there's already stumps. It's England are 319 for 5. New Zealand made 348. So, since England are out, and New Zealand, they need to win 2-0 to have that chance of making it to the final. I mean, remember, New Zealand were the inaugural champions of the World Test Championship.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that the way they beat India last month, I mean,
But then again, they lost to Sri Lanka. They were whitewashed by Sri Lanka. They came to India, whitewashed them. So cricket is a funny game. But I think they were in command. I think England did not get a great start. They were 71 for 4 then. But I have to mention Oli Pop here. I think he's a reflection of Ian Bell, the way he plays. And usually he was under a lot of pressure, I would say. But I think he was looking even better than Harry Brook. But Glenn Phillips, as you said, took that blinder of a catch to dismiss him. But right now, Ben Stokes and Harry Brook are on the crease. Their vigil will resume tomorrow. So I think New Zealand had let go this match from their grip.
Yeah, they could have easily taken control. I mean, if those 6 catches were taken, maybe, for surely England would have been all out by now.
And I think Harry Brook,
and a first innings lead always helps in Christchurch.
Yeah, and definitely England will take that lead. Christchurch, such a beautiful ground there and nice visuals, unlike the test matches in India where there's quite a bit of pollution, I would say. The very scenic beauty. And Harry Brook scoring 7 test centuries. Essentially, when he arrived on the scene, it looked like that he's a swashbuckling batter who would succeed in T20s. He has done that, but in tests he's been decent.
Yeah, he has been in an astonishing form, and he was really good today. But I also want to take time and talk about Williamson, who was coming back from an injury, and he 93, it was good, and he stitched 3 crucial partnerships, and he kind of took New Zealand to a decent score.
Exactly. That is why New Zealand's win over India was such crucial.
Yeah. Exactly.
They were without Williamson.
Yeah.
They were without their best.
But coming back to Harry Brook, could we say that Harry Brook is England's Rishabh Pant?
I mean, I don't know.
He has been playing.
Yeah, in test matches, he has been really, really good. So definitely. And he's also got an IPL contract. He arrived in IPL with that century, but after that, it all went downhill. But I think Harry Brook, young batter, like the baseball, likes to play aggressive, 7 centuries. And I think he rode his luck today. I think he was dropped, thrice or 4 times, a lot of times, and he made it count.
Do you think IPL franchisees would be happy with all their buys? Like Jansen, Punjab would be really happy with their, they would be hoping that these guys continue their form till April.
Oh, definitely.
But again, April is too far away, and injuries.
Yeah. We hope there are no injuries, yes.
Okay, so that's all about cricketing action. We will cover the Border Gavaskar series as well. There is a President's 11 match versus India that will come up. Rohit Sharma has arrived, and I'm pretty sure you guys have seen those Indian team meeting the Australian Prime Minister. Some funny banter with Virat Kohli there. So we will cover that as well. But there's another big story that is coming from the world of tennis. World number 2, Iga Swiatek, has accepted a 1-month ban. This sounds very similar to what happened to Yannick Sinner. Both Swiatek was number 1 when she was handed the ban. Sinner is still the number 1 and was number 1 when he was handed the ban. And quite similarities there. The ITIA concluded that both players have not taken the banned substance intentionally, and they were given a suspended or provisional ban for some months. And it essentially did not affect much of their tennis schedule. They missed a few tournaments, but of course they went through the mental trauma, but they were given a clean chit. And Iga Swiatek also, I think she's eligible to play from December.
Yeah, December 3. Her ban ends on December 3.
Yeah, but the bigger question that we are asking here is, and you can also send in your comments, that a lot of players saying that there is a bias towards the top tennis players, that the ITIA, the body which controls the drug testing and all, they think there's a bias because these 2 players have been given bias treatment. There's a lot of examples, Simona Halep and quite a few others, that they said that they were given long bans, and they have come out and tweeted. Athira, you wrote that story for us. Break it down for our viewers. What is it about?
Okay. So first, for the viewers, let me just break it down what Iga Swiatek's story is. So Iga Swiatek was failed an out of competition drug test in August. She was tested positive for TMC. So it's a heart medication which boosts endurance. So after an internal investigation by the International Tennis Integrity Agency, it was concluded that the positive test was caused by the contamination of her medication melatonin, so which she has been taking for sleep issues and jet lag. She was provisionally suspended from September 22 to October 4th, and which most of all she has served her ban. But she has around 7 to 8 days remaining. So which considering the WTA tour as wrapped up, so it's just symbolic.
And I think she has also foregone her winning amount from
the Cincinnati Open, where she was the semi-finalist, but she lost to Sabalenka.
If we look at it, I mean, both the Sinner and the Swiatek case, both were on the top of the game, and both were let go of pretty easily, considering what Simona Halep had to go through. I mean, she tested positive in 2002, and her hearing was held in 2003. I mean, she already lost that year, and then the ban eventually got overturned. But then, I mean, there's already a mark on her career that she's a dope cheat. I mean, for that 1 year, it was there, and she couldn't do what she had been. I mean,
that's what a lot of players are saying. The transparency and the it's not the same for everyone. Like, all the other tennis players have come out and spoken about it. Even Taylor Fritz, all of these guys have come out and said that, hey, there should be a proper way of dealing with it. Top players should not be given a preferential treatment. And with these cases, it seems like that they, Jannik Sinner and Swiatek were getting a little bit of, extra benefits for being the top-ranked players.
I mean, I would kind of disagree there. I mean, they weren't getting extra benefits, but the problem here, I think, lies with the rules.
Yeah.
Like if you appeal the ban, then unless the investigation is complete, you cannot disclose it. So when Sinner's ban was announced, it came as a surprise to us. Even we were shocked, like, oh, what happened? And then we were told that it happened before, but if you appeal the ban and if your appeal is successful, you cannot disclose it till a certain amount of time. And that's where it goes haywire. And that's what I think Athira is pointing out to, that, the transparency is not there. Players like Simona Halep or Tara Norris, I mean, they were given bans and then they had to appeal. Like Shibashish mentioned, Halep, she had to go to CAS, Court of Arbitration for Sport, and her case is also similar. She also took a contaminated substance by mistake. And then eventually, I think in the beginning, she was given a 4-year ban. And then when she appealed, it was reduced to 9 months. And she, in fact, made her return to the WA Tour, but her levels were not that, and essentially that is the point. Like, Iga and Sinner did not lose any of their years, or because they were at their peak. I mean, I'm sure the WTA or the ATP think that they are the best players and they are attracting eyeballs and they are getting you the money and they are playing sensational tennis and viewers are watching tennis because of them. But again, for Halep, she was also at her peak, but all these years with the process, and there was no clarity. In fact, ITIE, I think, appealed against what she had.
They had upheld her ban, and then it went to this CAS.
And her cause also was similar, that I did not take that substance intentionally, which is essentially the case with Sinner and Swiatek as well. So, I mean, there is clearly a disparity there, and make no mistake, most of the players are not accusing Iga or Sinner. They're saying they may be innocent or they are innocent. They're assuming that and they are okay with it, but saying that there's no transparency and the rules need to change. And it reeks of a preferential treatment, the way ITIA conducting themselves.
And the whole concept of not disclosing the thing till the investigation is done, that is also kind of bizarre. Like, maybe let's just if they have tested positive, let them not play for a certain period of time and let the media and let people know about it. Like, it comes as a shock. Like, before the US Open, if it came out of nowhere that Jannik Sinner was tested positive for these things, and even Iga Swiatek, nobody expected that. So players do tend to, it's normal for players to think that there is a preferential treatment coming, like the way things come out.
Yeah, it's definitely not fair. I mean, if a player X undergoes a drug test, he or she fails it, and the player who he or she had beaten, now how would he feel? I mean, maybe he beat him because he was on drugs.
I mean, that's another part that social media has brought, because I was just checking a lot of tweets on X, and like, I saw Karolina Mukova's fan, they were saying, Iga is a cheat, she should have won the Grand Slam. So, I mean, that's also, which I think Taylor Fritz talked about in his post as well. He's saying that fans, like, if you are Iga fans, if you're not a Iga fan, let's say you're Karolina Mukova fan, you will say that Iga is a cheat, and then same thing happened with Sinner as well. So that is also, I think, fans also take their sign. They will support their player irrespective of the result is. And we are not saying that ITI is not doing their job. I mean, I'm pretty sure there must be nitty-gritties that in terms of the amount of substance, in terms of the list of the substance that you can't take, in terms of the circumstances that you have taken those substances. I'm pretty sure they look at all the things, and I'm sure it's a time-consuming process, and that's why they're taking a lot of time. But surely they can tweak a few rules. And in fact, if the players are raising a question, it's not just us. We are just raising the opinion of what players have said. So there must be something that needs to be done, because two top tennis players in a single year testing positive for a substance, and in fact they have a list. All the tennis players have a list of substances that they can't take. But again, that's the case. Like Iga didn't know that the melatonin that she's taking for sleeping had that substance, or I don't know what is the
Maybe
case.
Just have a rule. Let's say that if it's a contaminated thing, there is it's just more transparency in rules is what I think the players are also asking. Because if some player is losing, as Nandi said, XYZ years, then it's a problem, right? Like if for the same thing, if another person is just given a 1 month ban or a 2 month ban, and while they are still competing in the then that there is a problem.
Talking about players having opinion on this entire doping thing, Nick Kyrgios.
Yes.
Well, he posted on X 5 hours ago that the excuse that we can all use is that we didn't know. Simply didn't know. Professionals at the highest level of sport can now just say we didn't know.
Yeah.
So basically, if I say, yes, I'm making a mistake and I was unaware of it, I'm just let go of. I'm free.
So we are accepting that argument that yes, maybe you didn't know, but again, you should be held accountable for it, because you are the top players. So you can't be let go of something like this so easily. I think that's what the majority of the opinion is right now.
I mean, definitely, because Iga and Sinner carry a lot of clout that has, in our opinion, that has, played a role in terms of the ban that they have been given, in terms of the way they have been given the ban, and other players like Tara Moore and
even Michael Emer. He has been serving 18-man ban for a steroid which he did not take. Whereas Sinner, it's proven that he did take it, although it was a mistake, but he was handed a provisional ban.
Yeah, and in fact, Sinner, I remember everyone had become a detective. I think it was he was getting a massage, and the trainer had a cut, and that's how that substance gone in. And I think social media, the detective, or everyone has turned their detective hats, and they were like, oh, we saw that his coach there, and then he had a cut and everything. So I'm pretty sure the governing bodies are also looking at it, and it is a time-taking process, and there is an entire process. But I'm definitely sure. In fact, now we had 2 cases in a single year, so I'm hoping that ITIA and WTA, ATP and other bodies will look at the rules, and surely we can come to a conclusion or set of rules or a process which is fair to all.
Yeah.
Now, since we are talking about dopes and cheats, I think it's I think it's the right time to move on to a certain club and to football.
Are you talking about the club which has 115 charges against them?
Absolutely, you're right.
And who have lost 5 games in a row and got a draw where they lost a 3-goal lead in 15 minutes?
Yeah.
But should we start talking with that club or their neighbours?
You can talk about any club. Both clubs belong to Manchester, and Pep Guardiola is definitely, but again, as we were writing the stories, in fact, you were about to write the Liverpool story, everyone is saying that City are still the best club in the world. I don't think anyone so far has a doubt that they are not the best. But again, as I said in the last live, blip would have been 2-3 matches, but this has been a streak. And what do you think? Will they bounce back this Sunday? Again, another big match. It could be a statement win. Best team. They're playing currently the best team in the league, Liverpool.
In Europe as well.
Unbeaten, perfect in Europe. Just lost one match in Premier League. So Liverpool versus Manchester City, the big clash on Sunday. Shibashish set it up for us.
Well, I heard Arne Slot's press conference. He has always maintained this, that Manchester City are still, they are. Everyone should just simply agree that they are the best team.
Yeah.
Yes, they are not in form. Yes, they have lost 4 games and 1 draw.
Yeah.
But then again, the kind of bench strength that City has. They lost Rodri and Ruben Dias, but and Kovacic as well. Maybe losing Rodri and Kovacic has hit them the most, because Kovacic is a proper substitute for Rodri. And considering the midfield, the main problem is with the midfield. And if we compare it to Liverpool, somehow the midfield trio of Gravenberg, Curtis Jones and McAllister, they have performed. Coming back to the match now.
Liverpool fan there,
Yeah.
giving all his knowledge. But that's very nice and interesting as well. So, you think Liverpool, it would be a cakewalk for them, or do you think it, like, as we call it, like City are, they are injured and not in the right space? They could bounce back like really hard.
Oh, they could bounce back. I mean, it's City and it's Pep Guardiola. That guy is a madman. I mean, he'll come out with strategies and stuff that will just baffle the opposition. But then again, they also have a certain Erling Haaland, who who has been nominated for the FIFA Best Player of the Year. And yeah, so to be very honest, do Liverpool start as favourites? Yes.
Massive favourites, I would say. Not just favourite. Favourite is an understatement for now because of, but definitely Liverpool's the favourite. And so City's neighbour, Manchester United, also, the new manager, in fact, got their first win at Old Trafford. His first win, Europa League, 3-2 win. I mean, good start for United, I think.
Against
a Norwegian side, which... That's Europa League. I mean, Chelsea are top of Conference League.
Let the Manchester United fan be happy.
No, but so Ruben Amorim getting his first win as well. And chess, Athira?
Yes, Gukesh.
The World Championship is underway?
Yes, Gukesh will, the game 3 between Gukesh and Dingleren will take place.
Game 4.
Game 4, sorry.
Yeah, so 3 days, 3 games, 3 results.
Yes. So what do you think? Gukesh will be able to continue that winning streak, take forward that winning streak?
I think Gukesh has the momentum because rest day and that win was very crucial because the first game, he had lost one and then draw. And then that win, I think Gukesh has the momentum because Dingleren looked absolutely confused. He had to make 30 moves and there was no time left. The game 3 he lost by time. There was no time left because Dingleren took a lot of time to make those moves and in the end he just ran out of time. But
I think he had to make around 4 moves in 5 seconds or something like that.
He couldn't make that. But both quality players. I think this can be a very crucial match in terms of, because Gukesh has the momentum and we all know Dingleren can bounce back. So that will also be there. Anything else that we are missing from a rundown at 30 p.m.?
The crucial ICC meeting on the ICC Champions Trophy is supposed to take place today. It's going to be a virtual meeting. From as far as we know, that Pakistan, they are firm on this stance that they want the event to happen in their country. And India, they are not willing to go there. So a lot is on our plate today and a lot will be known. Watch along, join us at 6:30 p.m. as well, 6:30 p.m. IST for WION World of Sport. And Nikhil, let's round it up.
Yes, and we will see you back on our Facebook and YouTube Live. You can send in all your questions and in fact you can suggest us topics that you want us to debate and engage with us. We will be back on Monday.